what's up? Got another test ride review video for you. This is the Kawasaki Z125. This bike is the competitor of the Grom 125 over there. And I do have a comparison video that I'm going to do right after this ride because I have not ridden one of these yet. So I'll be able to compare them side by side. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This is the Z125. Shout out to Macomb Power Sports for making this video happen. They've been allowing me to test ride a bunch of these motorcycles so I could give you my honest opinion. Let's get right into it because we don't have a ton of time. Very Kawasaki feel. Hoping this stays. Let's not lose our camera on the very last ride, eh? All right, we are in one. Let's see, this bike is definitely, it feels small to me. Obviously we could do some adjustments with the bars. It feels a little bit smaller, but for shorter rider this would be great because it's really low to the ground. The bike itself is small, like the bars and stuff are narrow, and it feels like this would be good for a smaller rider. I like the front end. I'm a big fan of Kawasaki's, which is why I own a Ninja. Let's get a little 0 to 60. At the 60. I don't like the I hate saying I don't like. I wish the shifting was a little more clunky. This does not have that. This doesn't have like, but thankfully it makes up for that with its gear indicator. You at least know that you shifted into another gear. I think this is just a 4-speed transmission? Appears so. Positioning, it's a little bit more forward leaning, but it's not too bad. Braking, it has some decent stopping power. I mean, you're not going super fast on these things, so stopping power isn't crucial, but it's nice to have, especially when you get into situations where you need to hit the brakes. One thing to note, this right here, I love the way the Kawasaki tanks feel on the big bikes. On the small bike, my knees are right on the crease, so they're not like in here, which would be super comfortable. They're right on the crease. But if you're a smaller rider, this would be amazing because you have, I'm 5'10", by the way, but if you're a smaller rider, it would be amazing because it would fit, you'd tuck so well and it would just feel so good. So a smaller rider, this would be great. Honestly, it feels pretty stable. Getting up to 53 right now, 54, 55. Oh, we're losing the camera. Let's not lose the camera and myself. Almost got the speed wobbles because I'm stupid. The shifting down isn't too bad. It doesn't feel very like personal. It doesn't feel very involved. Like it doesn't feel like I'm doing the shifting. It feels like I'm pressing a button and then something else is shifting. Like stop and go wouldn't be too bad because the shifting's not too bad. The clutch is pretty soft still, maybe a little bit stiff, but not too bad. Yeah, easy acceleration, but it shifts very well. Like you click it and it's there, but it just feels very minute, very tiny. I don't mind the display. There's not a whole lot going on, but there's enough. Battery on the GoPro died. We're on the chin mount on the 360 camera now. I'm just gonna real quick highlight everything that I felt in this test ride, and I apologize, amateur hour mistake on my part. This bike is super fun. I think it's gonna perform better for smaller riders, at least the way it's set up here. I don't love where my knees are on this. If my knees were a little bit lower, I would love how perfect they would fit in this little channel and you could like really tuck into this bike. You do have 55 mile an hour-ish top speed with a little bit, with potential for more. The shifting, you only have 4 gears, which kind of limits you a little bit, but if you just want less to do more, this is definitely the way to go. It's gonna be less shifting to do. If you like shifting and banging through gears, this isn't quite that because you only have 3 up. So in my opinion, it lacks a little bit of fun having an extra gear or 2, but more simple if you're a simple rider. And the shifting on this, it's very smooth. It's not my favorite because I like a clunkier or a clickier shift. This is a very, very light click, and it almost feels electronic. Like it just feels very minuscule. It's not bad, but it just depends on your taste. Also, to note, handling, this is a very easy bike to handle. Top speeds, it's not so stable, but it's not bad. It's got a sporty feel to it. It has a little bit of a cushion on bumps, not much. This does feel like a little tiny sport bike with a stiff suspension still, but it does feel very sporty. Let's talk about who this bike is for though. Before we end this, let's talk about who this bike is for. Beginner, 125%, this is a beginner bike. You want a bike to start on, you want something that's not gonna throw you off the back end, you want something that's gonna be real easy, only a few gears, super light clutch, very easy shifting. this is gonna be the bike for you. It checks all those boxes. It's easy to handle, it's fun, gonna be safer in terms of power. I just think this would be an amazing bike to learn on because it's a very light bike. And yeah, I just think it's a perfect beginner bike. Intermediate riders that want something that's a little bit, maybe you have a bigger bike and you want a smaller bike just to have something to be a little bit more playful. You want to get into stunt riding, things like that. You want something that's just going to be customizable, that's going to not break the bank. This is also that bike. If you are an advanced rider too that fits that category, this is going to be a great bike. If you want something to learn more bike control on, this is going to be a lot of fun. Do you just want this as a backup bike for your buddy when your buddy comes on your motorcycle rides who doesn't own a motorcycle? You just want something to rip up and down your road, you want to go to the gas station? These things get a stupid amount of gas mileage. Over 100 miles a gallon on one of these bikes is crazy. You could do a lot of cool things with them for less expensive than you can with a really big bike. Another last shout out to Macomb Power Sports for making this video happen. They sponsored this video and all my other ones and ride reviews. If you're in the market for a motorcycle or motor toy, check those guys out. Anyways, this bike is awesome. Sorry that the review got cut short, but not a freeway bike. Add that in there as well. And yeah, subscribe to get more moto content. I do more than just reviews. I got a lot of stuff lined up, so subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.